There are endless debates over what to do about it, but one thing is clear: New Mexico has a problem with gun violence. Our state has higher rates of gun deaths than the U.S., and doctors and paramedics here see it firsthand almost every day. Here's News 13's Lizzie Mitri on special assignment with a look at what they're doing to try to save more lives.
They can be the difference
911 emergency.
between life
Get cover!
and death.
I shot at him, and then the little girl was dead. Are you kidding me?
It was a total accident, and I'm just swear to God, I didn't mean for this to happen.
In New Mexico, emergency room doctors and paramedics have their work cut out for them.
We see firearm violence, gunshot wounds pretty much every single day.
It's almost an inevitability. It's going to happen. Our guys just need to be ready.
In 2018, New Mexico had its most violent year of gun deaths in more than a century, according to preliminary data from a State Department of Health report.
Hey! Put the gun down! Put the gun down now!
On top of that, Albuquerque police say the city averaged 13 non-fatal shootings a week.
It sparked talks this year to start researching this as a public health issue and invest in more gunshot detection systems and robotic DNA analysis.
Automation will increase efficiencies, resulting in additional investigative leads, charges, and subsequent prosecution.
For gunshot victims, paramedics are often the first to step in to help.
This is our trauma bag that will come standard on all of our rescues, all of our fire ambulance units.
Paramedic Supervisor Clint Anderson says paramedics make up a third of Albuquerque fire rescue, and most calls AFR gets are medical.
This municipality has a lot of violence. On the fortunate side, it's enough to where it has really honed the skills of our first responders.
They're geared up for active shooter situations.
Specifically on this truck, we have a total of 6 vests and 6 tactical helmets.
And they're offering free public training on CPR and using tourniquets when bleeding control is critical.
Any arterial bleed, someone can bleed out and die within minutes.
An ambulance typically takes patients to UNM Hospital's Trauma Room 1.
We have over here our equipment for airway management if we need to put a breathing tube in.
Emergency Medicine Department Chair Dr. Steve McLaughlin has more than 24 years of experience here.
It's unpredictable and at times chaotic.
He says usually doctors don't learn details about the shootings that landed a patient in their hospital until later, often on the news.
I think for a lot of people, that's where actually you start to feel that emotional stress.
But Dr. McLaughlin says about 2/3 of gunshot victims do survive. And to better those odds, they're always upgrading techniques and technology, like this ultrasound machine.
This is an indispensable piece of equipment that 5 years ago we didn't have, and now we can't get along without it.
On top of improving ways to save victims of gun violence, he's thinking about prevention.
When it becomes a chronic problem that you're seeing all the time, your mindset starts to shift a little bit, though, to how can we stop this?
Data from the state shows about 2/3 of all gun deaths are from suicide. And while there's information on how many people are shot to death each year and under what circumstances, Dr. McLaughlin hopes to see more research from public health institutions into what's causing it.
If you think about things like diabetes, if you think about other diseases, infectious diseases, there's a lot of money that goes into figuring out what works to prevent these things and what doesn't. We really haven't had that for gun violence over the last 10 years.
For now, seeing victims of gun violence nearly every day
all units be advised that we do have an active shooter in the valley
is just part of the job for doctors and paramedics here.
Okay, we're gonna get the ambulance here now.
On special assignment, Lizzie Mitri, KRQE News 13.
For a look at the reports on shootings in Albuquerque and statewide, or how to sign up for Albuquerque Fire Rescue's Lifesaver training, go to alwaysonkrqe.com.